Greetings, everyone. Of course, if you're already familiar with me, I'm Reverend Dr. Julius M. Lewis, PhD, a spiritual general of peace, All Sacred Waters, Spiritual Academy of Peace. Up top, this is going to be another 10-minute philosophy, and indeed, it's going to be philosophy 12. Before we get started, I wanted my subscribers to take notice, hear them at the bottom. I'm being spiritually guided to do live audio sermons coming soon, but it'll just be the audio just to be able to listen. And I'm considering using the platform SoundCloud to upload the sermons to esoteric philosophy topics for you all to enjoy. So just keep a lookout on the channel for the link because it'll be posted somewhere in the midst of the bio or within one of the 10-minute philosophies moving forward. I hope you all are ready. Yes. This particular 10-minute philosophy is going to be over discipline. Discipline is very, very important. Discipline is how you build things, as I've already discussed in some of my previous philosophies. Control, if you remember, only destroys things, right? So this philosophy insert is going to be over discipline. Right now, we're living in a paradigm state, which is a typical example of something. And when I say a paradigm state, I mean the typical status and stasis of our current times now. We're in a paradigm. It's typical. You wake up, you go to work, come home, have children, tend to your children, you pay your bills, you take a shower, you cook dinner. Paradigm, typical example of something. And it has become atypical. You do this every day. And now, since it's going on for so long, it's this typical that you do this typical thing. It's something that you do every day. It's become a paradigm. And ever so often, this paradigm shifts, and it's called a paradigm shift. An example of a paradigm shift, I hate to bring individuals back to the projection of darker times, but it gets a little darker. Keep your light with you, right? Right. When the mask mandate was implemented for COVID, and we were told to stay 6 feet from one another, wear the mask up, that was a paradigm shift from the atypical things that, everyone, I guess, or some were used to, right? Paradigm shift. Okay. Now that we've established that everyone was quite disciplined and some weren't quite disciplined to accept the paradigm shift, right? And a lot of people like to stick to the paradigm of the typical things that you do. The simple life, I just want to do this. I don't like change, you know, you know, the paradigm, or I don't mind masking up the change. You see where this is going? And this paradigm is also considered an on and off situation. You know, paradigm of typical life every day, we can call this on. The paradigm shift where the mask off, or you can reverse the two. And it's reminiscent to the pole shift, right? When things aren't quite balanced. All right. Okay. Now moving forward, with discipline, you're going to need change. There's no greater discipline that's going to come to anyone without some changes. Some may argue, well, discipline is a state of mind, but if your mind is in a paradigm state of on and off, there's no way you can be disciplined enough to have balance. You see, because discipline, see this line? In order to build something, it has to be on a balanced foundation. You see, and with that is going to come some changes because this is a paradigm state that you know the state is, if you want to even call it a world, I prefer program, right? The status of this program is in a paradigm state that keeps shifting, and of course, Doctor of Ancient Religious Studies, of Esoterics, of Philosophy. This paradigm shift is not new because of the mass mandate. This paradigm shift has happened over and over and over and over, all the way back to ancient times. Things have been built. At some point, those civilizations had to be disciplined in a straight line and not in a controlled state. You see, and at some point, the manipulation or the paradigm shift of power, which changed into control, allowed a lot of these great civilizations that were created from ancient times over and over and over and over. So the discipline of the program isn't something that needs to be focused on. That's what we call, what do we have here? A distraction. And it's an illusion that things can be disciplined in the program. You know, discipline is going to come from the state of mind first, getting your thoughts together. See, staying in this paradigm, and it shifts, and someone else is controlling it, right? And then someone else, after from ancient times, that destroyed it then, and they destroyed it then, and then destroyed it again and again and again. That's going to continue to happen. You see, and what we've got to get to is a form of submission to discipline of our conscious minds. You know, you've got to get outside of the paradigm and the cycle of the paradigm shift. And it's not going to come from within the paradigm of a program that is controlled by someone else, that their constant solution is to destroy. And this goes back to the ancient of times. Um, Time's almost up here for the 10-minute philosophy. We're going to move forward, and of course, we're going to continue to move forward. See you.